on,
Whoa!
man.
What the?
I'm trying to tell you something.
Ray.
I'm breaking the
Ray.
internet. I'm
Ray.
trying to tell you something.
The Breakfast Club is one of the most watched and talked about shows in hip-hop media. Over the years, they've brought in rappers, politicians, actors, influencers, anyone with a story to tell or a brand to push. But things don't always go how the guests expect. Sometimes the questions hit a nerve. Sometimes the room gets quiet. And sometimes the interview ends in total chaos. Charlemagne pushes buttons. DJ Envy plays it serious. Angela Yee used to sit back and watch it unfold. These are the moments where things spun out of control, and the Breakfast Club became something else entirely.
Never asked the question
I love you,
if you
brother.
didn't want to see
I love you, brother. I love you. I love you.
how hard it's been to get through.
I love you. I love you, black man.
Okay, do you not cry?
Absolutely.
You might not bring it to the radio,
Absolutely.
but this is what being grown.
One of the most emotional interviews in Breakfast Club history came from Tyrese in August 2024. The singer and actor came on the show to promote his new album, Beautiful Pain, but things got heavy almost immediately. Tyrese has been through a lot over the past few years, and it all started to come out during this interview. The conversation started light, with some jokes and back and forth with the hosts.
Hey, Tyrese really is a funny though. Y'all don't know. That's why I want Tyrese to do a comedy, man.
But once Charlemagne brought up mental health, Tyrese began opening up.
Reese, you deal with a lot of grief. Like I think about, Brother Paul Walker, and I think about
John
Singleton, your mother.
Divorce. Both of my sisters died.
Your sisters. People don't look at divorce as grief, but you did. You lose things, You probably lost a lot of friends when you went through your mental health breakdown. Are you really, have you really taken the time to deal with all of that grief? Or do you just try to stay busy to avoid it?
I'm doing the best I can with every 24 hours I get.
When the tears really started flowing and Charlemagne wanted to get him some tissues, Tyrese said this.
That's it.
Get some tissue for me, brother.
No, I don't need no tissue. Black men cry.
He admitted he's been taking anxiety medication and said he's in a much better place now. He also explained that a lot of what people saw during his public breakdowns came during a period where he was heavily medicated. Earlier in the interview, he said this.
We don't really have to talk about the crying video.
That crying video was from back in 2017, when he went on Instagram Live and broke down over his daughter, Shayla.
This is all I got. This is all I got. Don't take my baby, okay? I've been away from my baby for 2 months.
In a later interview with Ebro in the Morning, Tyrese said he didn't even remember making that video because of a medication he was put on after seeing a psychiatrist in the aftermath of his divorce and custody battle over his daughter.
You got a video on the internet crying. I had no idea.
You had no recollection of it even happening.
I had no idea.
And how did you become medicated?
I became medicated because of the accusations that I was dealing with from my ex.
The medication he was taking turned out to be something called Rexulti, which, if you do a quick Google search, you'll see that's a super duty antidepressant that's also used to treat schizophrenia. As the conversation with Charlemagne kept going, Tyrese started to get more emotional. He talked about his divorce. He talked about losing his mother. He talked about feeling misunderstood and alone. He talked about crying behind his mask at The Masked Singer.
I was really a masked singer. I needed that mask so bad.
Wow.
I needed that money from that show so bad. I didn't have it in me to go stand on that stage and sing, and praise God I had a mask on, because while I was on stage singing, if they had seen my face under that mask.
Right.
He took off some of his jewelry as he dove deeper and gave some excellent sound bites as he navigated his grief in real time.
Don't love me because of no diamonds. Take all this. This bracelet right here look real as a fuck. This shit was $23 on Amazon.
You said look real.
Nothing. Hear me out.
I didn't think it looked real.
It don't look fake, right? If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jewelry, reality is reality.
Tyrese eventually pulled himself together, but the energy in the room had already changed. This wasn't just another interview. It felt more like therapy. And even though the interview was supposed to be about an album, it ended up being one of the rawest moments The Breakfast Club has ever aired. Ray J showed up to The Breakfast Club in March 2024 with full energy and no script. He seemed manic. He started talking before the hosts even asked a question. He pitched a new network called the Tronics Network. He called it digital, ratchet, balanced, and said it was built for chaos and creativity.
I have like 8 shows. So the 8 shows that come out are dating. It's inside the network.
Ray J has a thing for reality TV. His reality TV career started with For the Love of Ray J in 2009, where women competed for his affection over 2 chaotic seasons. He went on to star in Brandy and Ray J, a family business, co-starring his entire family in a drama-heavy look at their personal and professional lives. He later became a staple in the love and hip-hop universe, appeared on College Hill, Celebrity Edition, and even hosted Bad Girls Club, All-Star Battle for 2 seasons. He described himself as the Ratchet Shakespeare. He said the network was the future of reality TV. Things started to get animated when Envy brought up how 2 of his cars had been stolen.
Looking at TMZ, they robbed your cars? They stole your cars?
2 Maybachs missing.
Like what? Out of nowhere?
From where?
Right on our moment.
From there, things just get more and more bizarre, with Ray J getting up, pacing around the room, acting more and more unhinged.
First.
Where's Ray going?
And Forrest King over there.
Then, he shows a trailer for one of his reality shows, The Girls Club, which stars 13 transgender women. In the clip, there's an apparent shooting caught on camera that makes everyone go wild.
Ray, come on. They fighting from the.
Just wait. Let's see.
No!
Oh!
Come on!
Whoa!
What the?
Trying to tell you
Whoa!
something. I'm breaking the internet. I'm trying to tell you something.
Ray, you gotta cut it out, Ray.
Ain't nobody.
Shortly after that, Charlemagne tests his Tronics chains, which he had made in honor of his new company, to see if they're real. They were.
Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
Talk that talk, Ray J. Tell me who is he playing with?
Yeah.
They keep watching trailers for some of his other shows on air, and things continue to stay hyped.
Ray thinks a bird makes it positive.
He said no, but it's a good bird.
Fucking excited.
At the very end of the clip, Ray J is shown crying, and then it happens on the show in real life.
Oh, okay. Damn. Ooh. Okay. What's going on? What you and Princess?
It's hot in here, huh?
Yeah, it
Take
is.
your coat off. If you take your coat off, you probably.
It's kind of hot, yeah.
A little bit.
It's all right. What's really going on with that? I mean, for the 4th time, I mean, it's been a conversation for a while, okay? And we just...
He's taking his overall right now. Oh, he put his earrings back in.
We trying to figure it out.
We seen things unfold on
We
TV.
seen, you know, this from the beginning. Like, y'all been through a lot together.
Y'all got kids.
A lot. 2 beautiful babies.
He goes on to explain how his relationship with his kids, who are 4 and 6, has been hard and is particularly difficult when he's away traveling. But then things got political. He started talking about interest rates and teasing the possibility of voting for Trump.
I guarantee you this. You can't get canceled if you say you're gonna vote Donald Trump like you used to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you said that, you risking something, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like I'm voting for him.
Charlemagne asked about his divorce. Ray J said he's still figuring things out. He said his son didn't want to leave his side. He said he'd sacrifice his happiness if it meant being around his kids. Then he said he takes ADH meds to focus. The room never settled. He told jokes. He sold shows. He handed out life lessons. He flipped from business to breakdown to strip club branding to motivational speaker. The Tronics network might not exist in your algorithm yet, but in Ray J's head, it's already bigger than Netflix. Lil Mama came on The Breakfast Club in 2011, and it got uncomfortable fast. Charlemagne kicked off the interview by clowning her age, her appearance, and her career. He barely let her settle in before calling her the voice of the young struggle face.
This is poppin', little mama.
Now, little mama,
That
you know
crazy.
we give it to you hard on this show.
Already.
You know, one of my nicknames for you is the voice of the young struggle face.
What?
It's because you're young, but you have an old face. Like how Drake says, you know, I'm really too young to be looking this old. Like,
Nah, to be feeling this old. I got an old soul, but I feel like people tell me I look 12, 13. They tell me I'm sexy.
I've never heard that. Now
You
everybody
probably
in this,
never heard that because you look old.
He then threw shots about her only having one hit.
And
But what have you done lately, though? This is a what have you done for me
what
now
have
type
you
of industry.
what have you done lately?
Charlemagne also cut into her for saying that Nicki Minaj stole her style and how little that mattered given the fact that she'd only put out one single and didn't have a body of work.
You actually have to accomplish a lot more before you come off as cocky.
They also brought up the biggest moment of her career, the VMAs in 2009, when she walked on stage during Jay-Z and Alicia Keys' performance. She tried to explain that it came from a place of love.
Receive. So maybe my love was misconcepted.
You should have just stayed
I
in
don't
your
know.
seat,
I was-
showed
I
love
had
for
a
your
good
seat.
time. I
That was
don't
my
regret
favorite
it.
part of the show.
You scared
That's right.
Jay-Z.
But let them know.
Jay-Z was like, who's this young man trying to get on stage? They text me.
Yo, Charlamagne's son, his daughter, I just saw him, just beautiful.
The room didn't take her seriously. Charlamagne started roasting her again. The jokes kept coming, and eventually, it looked like she was over it.
Are the rumors true about Keisha Cole shooting a biopic and you're going to play a young Frankie?
You know what? I saw your little video.
Things got more tense when Angela Yee asked her about stepping away from music. That's when everything shifted.
For me, Little Mama, I feel like right now you're not focused on doing music. You said that you want to take a hiatus from music. You said that you want to move to Paris and all these different things, which leads me to believe that music is not your focus.
When I was 17 years old, I put out an album while my mother was dying of cancer. That right there alone is a struggle. That's hard.
Right.
That's tough for anybody. But my music will speak for itself. My actions will speak for itself. My mother will be proud. My father will be proud. At the end of the day, and nobody can stop me.
The jokes stopped for a second after that. Charlamagne chilled out. He gave her a speech about not focusing on gimmicks and telling her story through her music, rather than through sound bites and stunts like crashing the stage at the VMAs. And in the end, there was a bit of reconciliation.
And I mean, y'all, you can take it and say I'm hating.
No, I get it. I
I'm
didn't
trying
never
to
say you
clown
hating. I didn't
but
never
it's
say
the
you was
truth.
hating. I respect you. I respect what you do.
All right.
DJ Envy tried to wrap things up with a little more respect, but the damage had been done. Viewers called Charlamagne a bully. The clip went viral. A lot of people pointed out that Lil Mama was only 20 at the time. Years later, she came back on the show and cleared the air. She said the tears were about her mother, not the jokes. She even joked around with the crew. But in 2022, she posted a comment calling out Charlamagne again, writing, "Charlamagne is a bleep. He tried to trick me, a black young successful woman from the bottom, out of my spot. He actually goes on the list with the cops, killers, feds, and other haters. Seems there's still bad blood. That first interview still stands as one of the most brutal in the show's history."
Yes, sir. I want to start this straight telling all three of y'all stop playing with my...
The Birdman interview on The Breakfast Club wasn't really an interview. It was a 2-minute drop-in that turned into one of the most replayed clips in the show's history. Birdman showed up furious and left before anyone really had time to react. The energy was off from the moment he walked in, and by the time he walked out, everyone was still trying to figure out what just happened.
Stop playing with my name.
Let's do it on camera.
Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna
right
say
on
it no more. When my name come up, respect it.
Let's go.
Stop playing with my name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
What made the whole thing even weirder was that Birdman barely does interviews to begin with. So for him to pull up with a crew, come in hot, and leave just as fast had people confused. When Charlamagne asked him why he came in so hot, he had this to say.
I wanted to talk to you on your man in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew a few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
And then he bounced.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking. Let's rock.
All right.
But if you knew the backstory, it made sense. Charlamagne had been going in on Birdman for years, questioning his business practices, clowning him for kissing Lil Wayne, and constantly bringing up how many artists had accused him of not paying them.
Well, I'm fully aware of the things that I've said, and the things that I've said is, why would anybody ever sign to Birdman when it's a history of him not paying his artists? I mean, you've heard this since the Hot Boy days.
After the clip went viral, Birdman explained that he felt like Charlamagne had crossed a line. He said it wasn't about music anymore, it was about respect. He thought about confronting him in the street, but decided to do it face-to-face on camera instead. And while the interview itself didn't go anywhere, the fallout lasted for weeks. Young Thug chimed in with threats. Charlamagne responded on Vlad TV and said he never even met Birdman before that day. He also said Birdman tried to come back on the show, but he passed. Eventually, Charlamagne and Birdman ended up on the phone together through Big Bank from the Big Facts podcast. They talked it out. Charlamagne told him he respected his legacy. Birdman appreciated it. The phone call was longer than the actual interview, which probably isn't saying much, but still, it ended better than it started. What do you think is the wildest moment on The Breakfast Club? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.